title of this message is The Conversion of Saul. All these things that Saul has done up to this point has happened between the stoning of Stephen and on the road to Damascus. So he's been busy. But Paul is on a crash course with God's purpose and with the providence of God. Even as he prepared to travel outside of Jerusalem and Judea into the region of Syria with the written authority to arrest men and women who confessed Christ and to bring them back to Jerusalem for arraignment and potential execution. He's got his own plans, but he doesn't know that God has his plans as well. But just think about for a moment all these Christians that Saul is rounding up, and he's gained a very quick reputation. We'll see this next week, Lord willing, when we get further into chapter 9. But even as he gets to Damascus, they already knew he was coming. And they already knew what his plan was. The Christians there, it was no secret. Saul is coming, and most of us are probably going to die. But as this happened all the way up to this point, Christians were practicing what Christ told them to do. And that is to turn the other cheek, to not fight back. When they come to persecute you, count it all joy. And how hard is that for us to even contemplate? I can't even find myself doing that. I should, but I can't. But just think about for a moment. And I know that God's providence overrides everything that man can do. But just think for a moment if Christians had resisted. Think of what would have happened if Christians had shot back or had swords and they organized a resistance and fought back against Saul. Imagine if Saul was killed in a battle with the Christians. We wouldn't have 3/4 of the New Testament. The gospel would not have gone as far as Spain. And for that matter, it may not have ever come to the rest of the world. Just imagine what would have happened had Christians said, I know Jesus said to turn the other cheek. I know Jesus said to put up the sword, that it's not time to fight. I know Jesus said all these things, but they're coming for our lives. Well, what happened to Jesus? They were following Jesus' example. And many of them paid with it with their life. But God had a plan. Their death was in God's plan. As tragic as it may sound.